Hello, how is everyone today? Oh, once again, it feels like it's just my head showing. Let me see whether I can adjust this a little bit. I don't know if that's a little better or not. How's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my Facebook page. My name is Genevieve Coe, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And each Tuesday, I like to hop on and share what's going on in my stamping world, share what's going on in my life, and also share a stamping project with you. So while people are joining in, actually, I'm going to turn off my heater because I don't know if you can hear that big buzz of the heater, and I don't want to let that disturb you. Hopefully that's a bit better. While everyone's joining in, I'll tell you a little bit about what's been going on here in the craft cave and in my life. Um, Last week was my daughter's birthday, so she turned 17, which is like mind blowing to me. So, and then also on Sunday, she got her driver's license. So it's been a big, exciting week for her. And I just can't believe she's so grown up. I can and I can't, right? She's pretty mature for her age, at least from what I can tell. She's also, which is wonderful, pretty studious, so I don't have to be on her about her homework and stuff like that. So yeah, we celebrated her a few times this week. Also, what's going on in the craft cave, let me see whether I can show you guys. It's a not too messy, but I'm getting ready to do all sorts of cutting over here because I'm getting packets ready, all the February classes. So and it always have, I don't know, some months are worse than others where I think I've ordered everything I need. And then as I get cutting and going, I'm like, oh no, I don't have enough of this or I don't have enough of that. So I have to order again. So that's what happened with technique class. I thought I had everything packed and ready, and I don't have enough bumblebee trinkets. But I feel like leading up to this, I feel like I was adding bumblebee trinkets to every order because I knew I needed them. But maybe I just imagined it because I don't have enough. Of course, I'll order it today and probably tomorrow or later this week, like 5 containers of bumblebee trinkets will show up or something. I have no idea. I keep checking my previous orders and I don't see that they're on their way, so I better order them. Uh, Hi, Linda. Hi, Donna. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. So that's what's happening now. Those of you who signed up for the Get Set for Spring Stamp Camp with Jennifer Cotton and myself, Jennifer and I have been messaging back and forth so much because she designed half of the cards, I designed half of the cards. But in order for me to cut her cards, I need to make sure I have the right measurements and everything like that. So I think we got it sorted out this morning. So I'm going to get started cutting that. So I know I always think, oh, if I could just get it in the mail earlier, but there's all these like moving pieces, moving parts, or it feels like it's moving parts where I feel super organized and then I wish I was more organized. Does that ever happen to you? So, but that's the stage we're at now. Mass cutting for February classes, and I will work hard to get them out as quickly as I can. Just knowing that I have other obligations at home, I can't cut paper 24/7. But we're working on that. But I do have my March class schedule up and ready to roll. So it is always better to register early for classes, just because when I know that you're in, it's just there's no rush at the end in terms of collecting payment and making sure stuff that we need for the classes is in stock or out of stock or whatever. I'm excited that uh, March always feels like spring is around the corner. So I'm excited to be planning my March classes because it means like March. Yay! March means it'll be closer to spring. So one of the classes I'm doing is I think it's called the Flowering Rain Boots stamp set. Let me grab it because when I saw it in the catalog, When I saw it in the catalog, I was like, I must have this stamp set. So I bought it and now I have to use it. So I am offering a class, but I'm trying something different where the class does not include the stamp set and dies, okay? Because I know some of you are demonstrators and might already have the stamp set and dies, or maybe you just want to go ahead and purchase the stamp set and dies ahead of the class and get your saleabration item or whatever. So the class will just include the 8 pre-cut pieces. Oh, see, Jennifer, you have it. Yeah. So the class that I'm doing in March, because spring, the set makes me think of spring, will feature the stamp set, but the class fee will just include the 8 pre-cut card packets, and it'll include some of the embellishments that you're going to need for the cards, and it'll include the envelopes. Okay. So if you want to make your cards exactly like mine, you'll need to purchase those, the stamp set and dies. Okay, so that's for you to know. That's just one of the things coming up. I'm doing a Stampin' spring kind of bingo because I thought that would be fun. So yeah, take a look. I've got, oh, I'm making a change. Okay, I wanted to talk about that too. I'm making a little change in March. Let me put this away so I don't clutter up my table. So for ages and ages and ages, I don't know how long now, I have always had a monthly Sweet and Simple card class. And that is just to do relaxing stamping, no complicated fancy folds or techniques, but just to enjoy company and stamp together. So I've done that for years and years. And it was also a great way where if somebody wanted to share stamping with their friend, they could just bring them to Sweet and Simple class and voila, an easy introduction where I had everything pre-cut. So um, things have been a little different since everything's been online. And my Sweet and Simple class is still great. It's still fun. It's still relaxing. The cards are not complicated, but it's been harder to kind of say, hey, come on in and join the class if you've never tried stamping before, because they won't have the stamps to do it at home, um, even if they have all the pre-cut pieces. So I'm making a change in March that Sweet and Simple is not going to be like a class, a traditional class, the way it has been. It's going to be something that I demonstrate on Facebook. So it'll still be 4 Sweet and Simple cards, and I'm going to do it in my Facebook group. So right now I'm in my page, but I also have sort of a Facebook group, and I'll demonstrate the 4 cards in the Facebook group. I think I'm hoping to do it, I think, on the second Thursday of every month. And then you can craft along with me. You can watch. If you have friends that have never stamped before, you can tell them to come and watch because the card should be, pretty straightforward and fun. And then if you want the card packets, just let me know. As long as you let me know by the Sunday following that Facebook Live in my group of the 4 cards, then I'll send them to you. So it's kind of the reverse, right? Before you'd register for Sweet and Simple class, and then I'd give you the 4 card packet, and then we'd meet on Zoom and make the cards together. So now it's just kind of a little bit the other way, where I'm going to just do it, the class free for everybody to watch on Facebook in my group. And then if you want the cards, just let me know, and then I'll cut them and I'll send them out to you. Okay, so the price will be the same, $25. And yeah, so I thought I'd just make a little change, little adjustment, and try it. Okay, so that change will start in March. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Oh, good. Gail's here. Hi, Gail. Okay, so I guess those are kind of the announcements for now. Um, why don't I flip the camera over, and if anything else comes to mind, I can chat then as well. Okay, so let me flip this over and hopefully you can see my table. Okay. Oh, yes. Here we go. I even have a little paper pumpkin grid paper today. Can you guys see that okay? Let me put on my glasses so I can read the comments. Okay, good. So the other announcement, if you're on my newsletter list, you would have seen the announcement already that Paper Pumpkin, which is an all-inclusive crafting kit. Let me show you a little example of one. This was from a couple months ago, but Paper Pumpkin is an all-inclusive crafting kit. Okay, so inside the box, you'll get like an instruction sheet. Okay, you'll get, here's an example of the instruction sheet. You'll get the stamp set. You'll get sort of pre-cut pieces. This one's already done, so let me show you. It's not done. And then you get envelopes, you get a mini ink spot, you get all the little embellishments, adhesive, die cut. So it's really a fantastic, like, crafting in a box experience is what it is. And so Paper Pumpkin's been around for a while. And actually, that's what I did last night. I thank you to those of you who supported sponsoring a box for my friends up in Thunder Bay through Northwind Family Ministries. We did our crafting in a box last night. They were actually super sad that that was the last one. So part of me feels like, oh, maybe I should do a fundraiser to see if I can get more boxes sponsored so that we can do it again. But the Paper Pumpkin made an announcement that they're going to have to raise the price of their all-inclusive kit boxes, these Paper Pumpkin boxes. So it doesn't really come as a huge surprise to me because shipping costs have really skyrocketed since they've had all these problems, global supply chain issue problems. So they are going to increase the price. And so that starts on March the 1st. Now, I don't think I posted in the newsletter the new prices. I'll have to post that later, maybe on my blog or something. But one way to kind of lock in your price at the current price, if you want to take advantage of these Paper Pumpkin kits, is to purchase a prepaid code. So you can actually prepay for these Paper Pumpkin boxes. You can prepay for a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month subscription. And if you prepay before March the 1st, then you're kind of locked in at the current price and you get to save money instead of, and then the best thing is since Saleabration is on, so I would do it by, for sure in February, because then a prepaid 3-month prepaid code, I think, is like 80 something dollars, and you get to choose one free Saleabration item, right? So anyway, I announced that today in my newsletter. If you're not a part of my newsletter list, make sure you get on it. Usually I put the link to subscribe to my newsletter up in the description box, which I'll do after this video. And then if you want to find out and see all my important links, just go to my link tree, linktr.ee/Stampin' for Fun. Okay, so that's where you can see all my upcoming class schedule. You can shop, you can request a catalog, those sort of things. If you want to be a part of the Stampin' Up family and my Team S.T.I.C stampers where we have fun, we get creative together, we chat a lot and share our creations, and you can take advantage of that too. So lots going on. Okay, if I think of any other announcements, I'll just mention it at the time. But let's get started with our card today. Who remembers what our product of the month is? What I like to do is pick a product and showcase it all month. But this month in February is a little bit of a different month because it's the very last month to take advantage of Saleabration. I'm just opening a new pack of paper here. Do you guys remember? So Saleabration is now they're doing it twice a year. But anyway, just from until the end of February. It started, I think, January the 3rd or something, and goes until the end of February. So I thought for this month in February, instead of just showcasing one product, I will showcase a variety of products that are from the Saleabration offering. So for every $60 spend, you get an exclusive gift that is only during Saleabration. So do I have the card from last week? Oh, I think it's gone, my card from last week. I think I mailed it off to somebody. Let me see whether I have it. Do I have one? Oh, yes, here I have it. Okay, so this was the card from last week, and I was showcasing the Simply Marvelous Designer Series paper. I realized afterwards when I wrote my blog post and everything, I think I spelled marvelous wrong because I think it's not a real word. That's why. So I hope all my links still work because I went back and tried to correct it, but I don't know whether that messes up all the links. But that's the card we made last week. Just elegant, simple. But see, this whole pack of paper, the marvelous paper, you can get it free with your $60 order during Saleabration. Okay, so there's all different colors included in the pack. We've got some Highland Heather, okay, right? The Misty Moonlight color, okay? So today I picked a different product. So let's get started with that. I'm going to cut this. This is Bermuda Bay cardstock. I'm going to cut it in half. And go ahead and keep commenting because I do read the comments later. And by the way, Rose was the winner last week. So Rose, if I'm not sure if you're on, but I look at all the comments and I enter everyone into just a little draw, and I love it when you share my video as well so others can enjoy the crafty inspiration. So I just cut this at 5.5 inches, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, and then let's dress it up a little bit. Okay, so we haven't gotten to our exclusive product yet. I'm going to put a strip of designer series paper, and I'm going to use this one. Now, this package of paper, if you're not familiar with it, one side is black and white and the other side is sort of colorful. And this is paper that you can get with your Stampin' Rewards. So if you earn your Stampin' Rewards by placing a minimum $200 order, or you might earn Stampin' Rewards by hosting a party and your party totals are $200 or more, then you have access to host exclusive products. And this designer series paper is one of those exclusive products. So I'm actually going to use this black and white side, and I'm just going to cut a little strip here. So I think I'm going to go for a 2-inch strip. Okay. And now I haven't seen any comments lately, but Facebook's been a little weird for me lately. I haven't been able to, sometimes I'm not able to see the comments. It's like they turn it off. Okay, so then I've cut it at 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, just to have a little border at the top and bottom. Okay, on our Bermuda Bay card base. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a white piece to kind of be our focal point on the card. And I'm going to use our basic white paper. And for sure, I could totally, sorry, I'm putting this paper away to try and keep it a little neat and tidy. Let me grab some of our basic white paper. I could totally cut like a rectangle. Let's see what I've got, a little rectangle here. Okay. And kind of use that as a focal point here. Maybe trim it down a bit. But I think it's nice. We've got these wonderful dies. So I know some of you might not have the die cutting machine yet being the key word, but hopefully I have the right die that we need here. I'm just going to cut this shape out of our white piece of paper. Okay, and how we're going to do that to get that fun shape, let me clear this away a bit here, is I'm going to use our cut and emboss machine. Now, if you don't have one, again, I said you could absolutely just kind of cut a rectangle and use that instead. I know some of you watch and stamp along with me, but if you do have the cut and emboss machine, die cutting sort of a scalloped rectangle might be really nice. And this scalloped rectangle comes from this die set. It's called the Scalloped Contours dies. Okay, and so when you purchase a die set, you get actually quite a lot of things inside. Oh, there's one missing. There's an even smaller one in there. There's a little border here, and there are dies that coordinate with the stamp set. Do I have the stamp set? Yeah, here's the coordinating stamp set. Okay, so just because it coordinates with that stamp set doesn't mean you always have to use it with that stamp set. Sometimes you can use it as a standalone, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, see that? It's so pretty with some stitching and the scalloped edges. So I thought that would be fun to have on our card. So let me put the die back and then we'll continue creating our card. Okay, and so I'm actually going to be showcasing two products today that are exclusive Saleabration items. One of them is the driving by stamp set. I knew for sure I wanted to show you guys this one because I think it's so cute. I have fond feelings about little camper vans. One time for Kevin's birthday, I rented him a VW Beetle, and so it's so cute, right? So you can't buy this set even if you wanted to. You have to get it free. Who doesn't love free? So all you have to do is place a $60 order and you can choose this item as your free Saleabration gift. Okay, so I'm going to use this stamp set and I am going to use that little VW bug. Okay, and I'll pop that on. I know, Gail, it's such a cute set. I'll be really sad when it goes away. That's why I'm like, I have to use it. I have to use it while you guys can still get it. So I'm just putting the stamp onto the block. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it right onto our little die cut scallop rectangle there. So I'm using our Memento ink. I'm just inking it up. And I'm going to I'm shooting for the middle here. I don't know if I'm going to do a good job. Not bad. Okay, so if you've never stamped before, that's basically stamping. You ink up your stamp and you push it down. We've got great high quality stamps at Stampin' Up. If you want to browse our whole selection, just go to my website here and click Browse and Shop, and you'll be able to see all the things that are available. Okay, but I'm not going to put this stamp away yet. I'm going to stamp it on some designer series paper. And so this designer series paper is another Saleabration gift. Mine is a big mess right now. I don't know if you can see it. I've been using it, cutting it, so I had to put it in this little bag so that it wasn't totally going all over the place. And I'm going to grab, let me try this design. Okay, it's kind of bright and colorful, and I'm going to actually stamp it onto this paper. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so we can kind of see our design on there. Maybe I should have gotten a little tighter design, but that's okay. Let's see how it looks. If I don't like it, we can always do it over. That's what I actually love about paper crafting. It's just paper. It's not like diamonds. We're not playing with diamonds. So if we want to do something over again, we can. So I'm just going to trim right kind of close, just leaving a little border. I'm not cutting out the wheels. I'm kind of cutting out the car outline, if that makes any sense. So today's card, I don't often do this, but today's card, there's a lot of cutting, a lot of little fussy cutting. So how many of you out there enjoy sort of little fussy cutting with your scissors? The best scissors of all are these paper snips from Stampin' Up, but I shouldn't talk about it too much because I think it's sold out. Although the trimmer just came back in stock, by the way, friends. Those of you who are waiting for the paper trimmer that I've been using. I mean, it was back in stock yesterday. It was already on low inventory, so I don't know how much longer it's going to be there. Okay, so I'm just like trimming kind of pretty close to the black line there. Just get a little outline of our little VW beetle. This one really has a big sunburst on it. Not sure, but we'll give it a try. Yes, yes. I think the technique is called like paper piecing, maybe. But sometimes we forget that we can stamp on designer series paper. And it's just like this rainbow paper and using it with the VW bug. It kind of gives it a fun 70s retro kind of like tie-dyed kind of look, right? Isn't that super fun? Um, okay, so I think that's pretty good. I hope I did a good job there cutting it out. And oh, Gail likes fussy cutting it from the TV. Yes, right? See? Our little VW Beetle is coming to life. He's becoming 70s and retro. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's stick it down. You can use your regular seal adhesive. I might actually try our fine tip glue. Yeah, it's called fine tip glue, because then this glue has a really fine tip and it just, you know, it works great for paper. It does not work well like if you're trying to stick on embellishments and stuff like that. It's not made for that. It's not strong enough, but it works really well for paper. So I'm gonna just like try to line that up there and get our little beetle. Okay, there we go. So cute. Okay. And sorry, it really bugged me, these little windows. I tried not to let it bug me, but it kind of bugs me. So I have to take a little strip here and I'm going to cut out some windows. That's what I mean, all this little fussy cutting, but I think it's worth the effort. And as Gail said, it's something you can easily do in front of the TV or whatever. Okay, so I'm just stamping it on white and then I'm going to cut out these little windows. Okay, because I feel like windows should not be painted over. That's like a safety hazard. You can't have your windows painted. They need to be clear so that you can check your blind spot, right? Safety first, even if you are going with the retro 70s vibe on your car. Okay, so let's cut this out. The little windows. Now, I am going to glue these on right away because if I don't glue them on, 100% I'm going to lose these things. And I'll be like, where's my little windows? Can't find them. Where's my little windows? Okay. And then since I talk to my crafts, I'll be like, Windows, hello, Windows. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but I talk to my paper all the time. It doesn't answer me back, but especially if they're lost, like then for sure I'm like calling for them. Hello, Dimensionals, where are you? So if I don't glue on these little windows right away, they're going to be lost. Okay, let me think. This is a visual perceptual game now, people. Let me think. Which way does this window go? Okay, it must be this window here. I'm going to stick it on. Okay. Jennifer says I make her laugh. I make me laugh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's cut this. And then, yeah, that just feels better to me. Of course, if you want to recreate this card, you can feel free to leave the design on the windows if that doesn't bother you. But for some reason, it really kind of bothered me. So that's why I had to go through the extra step of cutting out the windows. Okay? Okay, then. Okay, so we're good here. I think we're done with our little fussy cutting for now. So I'm going and fussy gluing. So I'm going to put the lid back on. Oh, see, I'm not the only one. Mary Lou says she talks to her paper too. Okay, then we're all in the same family. We're all in the same boat. Okay, let's do some coloring. For the wheels, I decided to just keep it simple and use the Smoky Slate light and dark blends. So it just tells you what the color is. When you purchase blends markers, they come in a set. So if you're purchasing smoky slate blends, you'll get a dark and a light, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna use the light and just color in the little wheels. I love coloring with blends markers just because they're fast, they're easy, and the color is very intense. So obviously if you're doing a different project, like something that would lend itself more to sort of a watercolor look, then maybe you'd want to use our watercolor pencils instead. But for our 70s BW bug, yes, intense color seems like the right solution. So the blends marker was my first choice there. Okay, so I'm just doing the tires. Okay. And then if you want to be artsy, you can kind of shade it or whatever, but I think we'll be fine like that. And then we'll color. Now it's really important that you put the lid on right away with your blends markers because they do dry out fairly quickly because they are alcohol based. So if you leave the lid off, it'll dry quickly. But if you keep the lid on, it's specially designed so that it actually has a fairly good seal. And then your is this the same? Light and light. Yeah, anyway, they're the same. So it'll last a long time. Like I've had these Bermuda Bay blends markers for ages. But they do, I mean, the more you use them, obviously they're going to dry out. They don't last forever, but okay, so we'll do the Bermuda Bay present there. We'll do like this is the Daffodil Delight, and it's the dark color since I thought it kind of went with the sort of mango melody kind of color there. Okay, and then for some reason, I don't have magenta blends, so I'm using these mango melody ones, but I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we're just coloring our little present. My blends are very juicy. They're nice and juicy, so I don't have to go over it too much, but I do need to make sure that the lid is on well. And then just taking the same color in the designer series paper, I'm going to color the last one, Pool Party here. Okay, isn't that cute? Okay, so we've got that. That's kind of our central focus, but let's use the sentiment. Let me put away this paper. Okay, so this set doesn't have a ton of sentiments. Actually, a great sentiment would be some sort of happy birthday sentiment, but I didn't want to dig around in my shelf. I'm just going to use this one that says driving by just to say hi. So let's stamp that one. And I'm going to stamp it onto a little scrap of Magenta Madness. Okay, so let me just grab a little scrap of that. Okay, go ahead and comment even if you've joined later. I love to read your comments and then you'll be entered in a little bit of happy mail. I don't think Rose ended up joining. She often joins, so she couldn't even hear her name being called live this week. But maybe she'll watch the replay and then she'll know that she's the winner. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to stamp that on here, but I'm going to use one of my favorite techniques, which is heat embossing. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my Versamark ink, and then I am going to give it a little rub with this embossing buddy. We don't sell this anymore, but I think you can still maybe find it on Amazon or something. It just helps to kind of take the static away, so I do like using it. Some people use a dryer sheet or something to give it a little rub before you stamp. So I'm just going straight down and straight up. Okay, the Versamark gives a nice watermark effect. And then I am going to take my white embossing powder, which I should have had ready before I started. I really need a little container for my embossing powder, but anyway. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of pop it back in there. Okay. I don't know. Must not have done a good job with my embossing buddy because I got embossing powder a little bit all over the place, but I think it'll still be fine. Can you see that there? Right? So cute. The saying goes so nicely with the images. That's the best thing about purchasing Stampin' Up! Stamps is that they're often sold in sets. And when something's sold in a set, you know it's going to coordinate. So that's why I didn't even have to look for another stamp set. I was like, oh, I'll just use this one. It goes so well. Okay, so just let me heat emboss it. You need a heat tool because it's really intense heat that comes out of here. Like a hair dryer is not going to work. Many people have asked me that, so I just thought I'd mention. Okay. So the powder sticks to the Versamark ink, and then the heat is going to cause a chemical reaction that will cause the powder to melt and go shiny. Can you see it there? See how it brightens up and goes shiny? Okay, so I think that is it. Okay, so now it's gone all white and shiny, and if you were here with me, I'd pass it around so that you could touch it and see how it's like a little bit bumpy too. So it's really, anyway, it's great. So again, our wonderful paper snips are going to come to the rescue. And I am going to just do a little snip. And I guess I could have used my trimmer. Maybe I should have make it straighter. Okay. Okay, so we've got driving by just to say hi. Just a bit distracted. I always forget to put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I do my Facebook Lives, and then Murphy's Law, right? A million texts are coming through. There's this, when before the pandemic, I was taking French classes at around Kennedy and 14th area, anyway, in Markham. And so we have a group chat. So sometimes if someone like finds a French song they like, they'll like post it in the chat and then everybody will comment. And anyway, so, and then when you're typing in French, because we type in French in our French chats, autocorrect never gets it right, right? So you're trying to type one thing and it comes out another thing. So then you have to type the word like 3 times to try and get it to be the actual French word you're trying to say. Okay, there we go. So let's finish off our card here. We've got our little bit. We'll stick that down with our adhesive. Okay, who wouldn't want to get a cute card like this? Right? Super cute. We can pop this up on dimensionals so that it gives it a little height. I'm a big fan of our Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, they're like little foam things and they're not expensive at all because you get like 300 in a package. So you can just add them on to your next order, especially if you just need to bump up a little bit to get to the 60 so you get your free saleabration item. Okay, so this is the dilemma, right? In my mind, I pictured something like whimsical and crazy, like this car. You know, put it on some sort of funky angle. I tried, folks. I don't know what you think, but I kind of really feel like I need to put it like this, which is very boring, very boring. But I don't know. I tried all sorts of things. I mean, it's cute on an angle too, but I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know. It's so hard. Me and angles, so hard. I think I'm just going to do it straight, as usual. Is Jen Sage still here? Jen is always screaming, like, do an angle. Okay. But then I don't know, like if I do this one at an angle, it makes me want to like do this on an angle, and then it just looks messy to me. It makes me feel weird inside. So I'm just going to do it straight. Okay. Yeah, see? Jennifer's like, angle, angle. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Okay, I'll put the dimensionals on and I'll think about it. I'm using these mini dimensionals. So we have dimensionals in two sizes. We've got the regular and the mini. Both are necessary in your craft room. Okay. Oh yeah, you guys are all voting now. Like Katarina's like, I can't do it. Sorry, guys. I can't do it on an angle. Sorry. Sorry. It's just going to be straight. Okay. Um, okay. So Sarah says she has like so many dimensionals. So what that means is you're not stamping enough because I buy dimensionals like water and I'm still always running out. Okay. So here we go. Driving by just to say hi, nice and straight, nice and linear. Let's put a little embellishment on it. I'm going to use the Playful Pets ribbon combo pack. It comes with like a, oh, this is a brand new one. I must finish the other one. It comes with like a red stitched ribbon and then this like black and white twine. I'm just reading Jennifer's comment. Well, as Bob Ross used to say, you can do what you want in your little world, but in mine, I do it like this. Okay. Yes, exactly. So I am going to take this twine. I thought the black and white twine went really nicely with that designer series paper, and I'm going to just tie a little bow. Oh, Linda, I'm glad you liked the card. So, what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is we can't let this stamp set go without making sure that you have thought long and hard about letting it go, because I would advise that you purchase it. Well, you can't purchase it. I would advise that you make a purchase of at least $60 so that you can get the stamp set free. Okay. Yes, sure. You can sit and look at Facebook. And what do you have to show for it at the end, Sarah? Repetitive strain on your fingers. But if you come home and make a card instead, then you've got something you can be proud of and something you can send to bless someone else. I love making cards. I love crafting. It's all very good. I'm very happy about this card. So we're gonna, oh, but the bow, for some reason that came very easily. I think I could put the bow on a corner, right? Okay, so we can, well, maybe I should have made it a bigger bow. Anyway, we get the idea. Oh, here's the original card I made. Okay, so see, every time you make a card, it looks a little different. This one I had the sentiment a little lower. Okay, it was a different spot on the designer series paper. Oh, wait, pièce de résistance. Okay, do you see the finished one? Can you see the windows and the tires are a little bit sparkly? Okay. Oh, there, maybe there. Can you see the windows a little bit sparkly and the tire is a little bit sparkly and shiny? How did I do that? Introducing the Shimmery Crystal Effects. Okay, so you can add this to your shopping list. It's got a nozzle at the top and you just squeeze it. And the shimmery kind of, it's almost like I guess it could be a glue, right? But why would you cover it up? Because it's shimmery. Okay, so when it dries, it takes a really long time to dry, so not gonna see. But when it dries, it's almost like a lacquer, okay, and it is shimmery. So that's like another fun little pop to the card. Okay, so I'll just have to put it aside and let it dry. But can you see how it shimmers? And then when it's dry, I think the other one is dry, my original sample here. I gotta put the lid on. Okay, I think this one's dry. Although me feeling it still doesn't give you the feeling of feeling it, but it's like, yeah, Wink Stella would be cute too, but it doesn't, Wink Stella doesn't have the texture that this has. This actually is like a lacquer, so it raises it up a bit and it's like pretty shiny. But yeah, Wink Stella would be cute too. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside and let it dry. And that is our card for today, Tuesday at 2. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Let me flip. Oh, here, let me show you a couple other samples. If you guys saw my Facebook party earlier in January, this was a card that I made using the same driving by stamp set. And then this was a swap card I received from Marcy Denning, also using the driving by stamp set. So she didn't do the paper piecing. She just colored it with the blends. Isn't that cute? And these little clouds come from the Rainbow of Happiness bundle, the dies there. Okay, but this card is actually very calming. I like this. I like this one. But this one's a little more wild. I guess when I see those little VW bugs, it makes me want to do colorful things. Okay, so that is our card today. So don't forget, all my important links are here. If you want to check out our team vibe, because here, let me see if I can flip this around so that you can see my face again. You like the wild look, eh, Allison? Okay. Um, So yeah, if you guys haven't taken advantage of the Best Deal Starter Kit yet, please reach out to me because the Saleabration special for the starter kit is almost over. It ends in February. You get 2 free stamp sets, but the best deal is actually the starter kit. You get to pick $165 of whatever you want. You pay only $135, no tax, no shipping in Ontario. So it's no shipping for everyone, but the no tax is only in certain provinces. And you get 2 free stamp sets of your choice. So it's an amazing value. Um, and they throw in a free paper pumpkin. So, like, you can't beat it. There's no obligation to sell or hold classes if you don't want to. Of course, if you want to, I'm here to support you. Um, it's been my privilege to be a demonstrator for over 14 years. So if you want to do a little side hustle, I'm happy to help and support you and share any experience I have. But you can certainly take advantage of the starter kit and like shop for yourself at a discount. So get it while it's on sale. If you want to get a feel of our team vibe, let me know. You're welcome to come to our team celebration, which is always on the third Tuesday of every month. So it'll be next week on the 15th. And then every month we meet and we stamp and we, um, you know, learn from each other and chat. So feel free to come and check that out if you haven't before. Okay, so there's always lots going on. Stay in touch with me. I'll edit the description so it's got all my important links. And don't be shy to comment, even if you're watching the replay, because then it means I know you're watching and it makes me happy that I get to share stamping with you and I get to enter you into a little Tuesday at 2 little raffle. Thanks for joining me this week, guys. I had fun. We'll talk to you later. Bye.